káàsán o gbogbo èrò lọ́wọ́ iṣẹ́ nínú ilé ẹni tí ń rìnrìn àjò àti gbogbo àwọn olùgbọ́ wa láti gbogbo kúnfìkúnfì orílẹ̀-èdè yìí ẹ káàbọ̀ sí Oxygen FM 96.9 láti Òkè Àdó ní ìlú Ìbàdàn làwa létè ń bọ̀ sí. Mo kí yín káàbọ̀ sí ètò orí rédíò títayọ̀ yìí tí a mú wá sí etí gbọ́ yín fún ìgbà àkọ́kọ́ rí lórí Oxygen FM. Orúkọ ètò yìí ni Amọ̀nà. Àwọn Yorùbá náà ló lọ tán bọ̀ wọ́n ní pé ẹni tó bá béèrè ọ̀nà kò ní í ṣe ọ̀nà. Èmi lọmọ yín Royal Prince tí ó máa ṣe atọ́kùn rẹ̀. Fún àwọn tí ò gbọ́ Yorùbá, màá sáré sọ èdè Ìgbò ráńpẹ́. Good afternoon to all our listeners, those at work, at home, those that are traveling, and from every part of the nation. Welcome to Oxygen FM 96.9, broadcasting live from Òkè Àdó, Ìbàdàn. I welcome you all to this amazing radio program that we are bringing to your ears for the very first time on Oxygen FM 96.9. This program is called The Compass, and my name is Royal Prince. I will be your host. To all my listeners, daddies and mommies, and the young graduates amidst my listeners, The Compass is a program that is designed to guide you in order to make better career choices. Right from before you leave secondary school until you graduate from the university and secure employment. Because sometimes it is after graduating from university, people then realizes that the course of their study is not relevant in the present Nigeria that we are in now. So many people have studied courses that they are now looking for where they are going to work. But with this program, we are going to guide you. So parents, please pay attention. Parents, please listen to this program because you will be able to guide your children in choosing the right courses. Fún àwọn tí ó wà pẹ̀lú wa ní èdè Yorùbá, lẹ́yìn tí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ènìyàn bá kàwé ní ilé ẹ̀kọ́ gíga tán, nínú iṣẹ́ wọn ìgbà náà ni wọ́n máa ń rí wípé in tí wọ́n kà kò sí iṣẹ́ fún un. Nígbà náà náà wá rí wípé àwọn ṣe àṣìṣe ní ìbẹ̀rẹ̀. A gbé ètò amọ̀nà wá, and nǹkan tí ètò amọ̀nà máa ṣe ni pé ó máa jẹ́ kí àti òbí àti ọmọ kí wọ́n mọ ohun tí ó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe kí wọ́n tó wọ ilé ìwé gíga, láti tọ́ wọn sí ọ̀nà tí ó tọ́ tí ó yẹ láti di ẹni gíga àti láti ní pàtó láti ṣe iṣẹ́ èyí tí wọ́n nífẹ̀ẹ́ sí láti ṣe. Fún àpẹẹrẹ, ọmọ tí ó bá fẹ́ di onímọ̀ ẹ̀rọ, ó fẹ́ di ẹnjìníà, ṣùgbọ́n ní ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ ó kọ́kọ́ lọ sí art class. Ẹ rí wípé àti ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ ni ọmọ náà ti ṣi ẹsẹ̀ gbé. Ìdí tí a ṣe dá ètò amọ̀nà kalẹ̀ nìyẹn, láti fún yín ní òye tí ó dára nípa ohun tí ó yẹ kí ẹ mọ̀ kí ẹ tó gbé ìgbésẹ̀ ní ọ̀nà ilé ìwé gíga. A mú ètò yìí wá fún yín torí ọmọ tí ó bá fẹ́ di agbẹjọ́rò, ó yẹ kí ó mọ ibi tí ó yẹ kó ti bẹ̀rẹ̀. Ṣé science class ló yẹ kí ọmọ náà lọ? Ṣé commercial ni? Ṣé art class ni? Àwọn nǹkan yìí ló yẹ kí a fi ọkàn tán, torí wípé ọmọ tí ó bá máa di dókítà, àwọn iṣẹ́ tó máa ṣe ní JAMB àti WAEC ó yàtọ̀ sí ọmọ tí ó fẹ́ ṣe iṣẹ́ eré orí ìtàgé. So àwọn nǹkan wọ̀nyí ni a mú wá sórí ètò yìí tí a pè ní àmọ̀nà. Ṣé mathematics, chemistry, physics, àwọn iṣẹ́ yìí ló yẹ kí a jẹ́ kí àwọn ọmọ mọ̀ pé ìwọ tó bá máa di lọ́yà, àwọn ohun tó yẹ kó fi ọkàn sí rè. Ọmọ tó bá máa di dókítà, àwọn nǹkan tó yẹ kó fi ọkàn sí rè. So ó túmọ̀ sí wípé iṣẹ́ tí òǹkàlùkù bá máa ṣe ó ní ìwé tí ó máa kà ní pàtó. So kò kàn ń ṣe wípé ọmọ kan máa wọlé ìwé ó kàn máa ka anyhow ìwé tí ó bá máa kà. No, ó ní àwọn nǹkan tí ó yẹ kí ó mọ̀. To my listeners, let me come back to English language. Now, parents need to understand that your child must start on a firm foundation. It means that there are some basic subjects and topics right from secondary school before they get to higher institution that they need to have a solid foundation in. Because in higher institution, it is those subjects they are going to be building on. Hence, they have to have firm and solid foundation in this subject. And today, we will be looking at a very important career path in our compass in today's program. This field we are going to be looking at is very lucrative. But because it is not a science-related course, many people do not pay attention to it. Yet, it is one of those careers where people are really making it big. Now, listen, this field includes accounting and corporate finance. When you dream of becoming a chartered accountant, whether you want your child to become a financial analyst or you want your daughter to be an auditor, today's program is drafted just for you. Even if you don't want your child to go down this particular career path, you still have to stay with us to learn. I am sure that by the end of this show, you will have all the required knowledge needed to decide whether these courses are worth pursuing or not. And we have our guest speaker here in the studio with us, who is going to be introducing himself shortly when we come back from the short musical break in the next few minutes. We have our guest right here in the studio, and our guest is fully loaded. My guest is ready for us in the field of what? Accounting and corporate finance. I am excited, and I hope you are also excited with me. Right here with me is our guest, and he is going to be introducing himself. He will tell us from his experience. We are going to know the role he's currently playing and everything he wants us to know about him. I have with me Mr. Yusuf Maruf Adeshino, and I'll be passing the mic to him for him to introduce to our listeners. All right, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Our listeners, both in Nigeria and diaspora, my name is Maruf Yusuf Adeshino. I'm an accountant, I'm a banker, and a financial expert. I study accounting from Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. I am a chartered accountant. I did over 2 decades in banking, and I'm currently Chief Finance Officer of Accessible Publishers Limited, Ibadan. Orúkọ mi nídé Yorùbá ni Yusuf Maruf Adeshino. Onímọ̀ ìṣirò owó ni mí. Mo jáde nílé ẹ̀kọ́ gíga Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. Mo ti ṣiṣẹ́ bank fún ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọdún. Mo sì jẹ́ ọ̀kan gbòógì nínú àṣírò owó ní iléeṣẹ́ Accessible Publishers now.
Thank you so much, sir. Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀. mo like bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe bá wa fi èdè Yorùbá sí torí ọ̀pọ̀ nínú àwọn tí ó ń gbọ́ wa náà ọmọ Yorùbá ni wọ́n. Ẹ ṣeun púpọ̀ sà. So without wasting much of our time, I am going to be asking our guests some few questions so that people can really understand. For instance, sir, we have some parents that are thinking that they want their child to go into the accounting space. They want their child to be an auditor. But many of them might not really have the full knowledge of what it takes for such a child to become an accountant. In fact, some of them might even have allowed their child to go to science class. Now later on realizing that, the child should have even gone to commercial in order to what? Have the basic required knowledge of what he or she needs to know. So, sir, kí a tó lọ sí inú ọ̀rọ̀ yìí, màá fẹ́ kí ẹ sọ fún wa ní pàtó wípé kí ni ìtumọ̀, or what does it mean for someone to be a chartered accountant or a financial analyst or an auditor? Kí ni ó túmọ̀ sí fún àwọn tó ń gbọ́ wa, ẹni tó bá fẹ́ mọ̀ nípa onímọ̀ ìṣirò owó, kí ni nǹkan tí iṣẹ́ yìí jẹ mọ́?
Ẹ ṣe olótù. Nǹkan tí iṣẹ́ mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta tẹ dárúkọ yẹn ó farajọra ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n yàtọ̀. An accountant is somebody that is trained. A chartered accountant, for instance, is a certified personnel whose duty is to ensure that the records of an organization is correct and is in line with the standards and follow the guiding rules that make up how an account is prepared. If I want to break it down, you don't just prepare an account just anyhow. There are rules that we call standards that or regulations that accounts need to follow. There are rules that is applied when you want to recognize what an income is and what an expense is, how to treat your accruals and all that. So ẹni tó bá mọ̀ nípa iṣẹ́ yìí tí ó dẹ̀ yege pẹ̀lú àwọn exam tá a máa ń ṣe, ìyẹn ni wọ́n ń pè ní chartered accountant. Then the second person, which we call a financial analyst, when we prepare our records and financials, the financial analysts are those that we analyze those records and come out with information that will help in decision making. It's not just about preparing the record. Most especially, this record will go to non-financial senior management people. But an analyst is the one that will tell us a story about what we prepare. Tí bá fẹ́ sọ ní èdè Yorùbá, kan tí mo mí ni pé gbogbo àwọn ìwé àtàwọn nǹkan tá a kó jọ yẹn fún ẹni tí ò bá ní mọ̀ ìṣirò owó ó lè má yé dáadáa, ṣùgbọ́n iṣẹ́ analyst ni pé a wá wo àwọn ìwé yẹn lẹ́sẹsẹ, a wá come up with pé okay, based on nǹkan tó wà bí o, nǹkan báyìí ló yẹ kẹ́ ṣe, nǹkan báyìí ló yẹ kó ṣe, tó iṣẹ́ àwọn analyst ni. Then the auditor ni pé auditor yẹn a máa ní wọn ní bí ọ̀nà méjì. A máa ń pè àwọn kan ní internal auditor, a dẹ̀ ń pè àwọn kan ní external auditor, a dẹ̀ máa ń pè àwọn kan ní forensic auditor. Internal auditor wọ́n máa jẹ́ ara inú ilé iṣẹ́ tí wọ́n ti ń ṣiṣẹ́. Iṣẹ́ wọn ni pé kí wọ́n ensure pé internal control are adequate and enough to produce a very good account. Wọ́n dẹ̀ gbọ́dọ̀ ensure pé the accounts are accurate and timely, and the control in place are also necessary to prevent fraud or any kind of anomalies. Ìyẹn àwọn tó wà nínú ara iléeṣẹ́ ni wọ́n, but iṣẹ́ wọn ni láti make sure pé wọ́n dàbí ọlọ́pàá inú iléeṣẹ́ láti jẹ́ kí gbogbo àwọn òfin àti everything tí wọ́n bá fi sílẹ̀ nínú iṣẹ́ yẹn àwọn èèyàn tẹ̀lé láti jẹ́ kí account tí accountant máa gbé jáde á jẹ́ ilé tó jẹ́ ìtẹ̀wọ́gbà ó dẹ̀ wà in line with standard. Then a forensic auditor àwọn tún jẹ́ ìpele ńlá kan. Okay, kí tó bọ́ sí forensic auditor a máa ń pa àwọn kan ní external auditors. Àwọn náà they are certified by the institute depending on the institute tí wọ́n bá join so that mi ní máa ṣe polówó ọjà fún ìkọ̀kan nínú wọn ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ wà certified. Then àwọn ni wọ́n á ń wá sí iléeṣẹ́ láti wá wo ìwé iléeṣẹ́ láti lè form opinion to say that the records and financial are the true and fair position of the activities in the company. And àwọn ìwé wọn yìí ni government máa ń lò tó máa fi ń ṣe ètò bóyá wọ́n fẹ́ wòwe iléeṣẹ́ kọ̀ọ̀kan àwọn certify statement yìí náà máa ń lò tó máa fi ń rètí iléeṣẹ́ kọ̀ọ̀kan so iṣẹ́ wọn yàtọ̀. Then àwọn tó jẹ́ bí forensic auditors iṣẹ́ wọn náà tún ní ìpele kan tó jẹ́ pé bóyá nǹkan kan ṣẹlẹ̀ níbi iṣẹ́ ẹ wá fẹ́ mọ kúlẹ̀kúlẹ̀ rẹ̀ iṣẹ́ tí wọ́n lè iṣẹ́ wọn tún deeper tí wọ́n tún ṣe ó wà lára nǹkan tí èèyàn lè jẹ fún ẹni tó bá study accounting. Thank you.
ẹ ṣé gan sà ẹ ti yànnà náà àwọn iṣẹ́ wọ̀nyí mo fẹ́ sáré béèrè ìbéèrè kan èyí tí ò sí lára bí nǹkan kan wá sí mi lọ́kàn nígbà tẹ́ ẹ̀ ń ṣàlàyé mo dẹ̀ wò wípé ká ní àpẹẹrẹ ká ní iléeṣẹ́ kan wà wọ́n ní anybody tó ń ṣe àwọn kinní ká ní pé iléeṣẹ́ yẹn wọ́n mú lọ́kùnkúndùn wọ́n gba ẹni tó máa ṣe analysis wọ́n gba chartered accountant wọ́n ní auditor ìjàmbá wo ni ó lè fà fúnru iléeṣẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀.
Ní àkọ́kọ́ kí n kọ́kọ́ sọ iléeṣẹ́ tí ó bá ń pawó wọlé tí ò bá ní onímọ̀ ìṣirò owó ń bẹ̀
bẹ́ẹ̀ni
ó dàbí ìgbà tí wọ́n wà penny wise pound foolish because kò ní ìmọ̀ nípa bí iléeṣẹ́ òun ṣe ń lọ bóyá ó ń lọ síwájú ni àbò ń lọ sẹ́yìn ó dẹ̀ máa ń fààyè gba ségesège tí ó máa ń ṣẹlẹ̀ níléeṣẹ́ because tí kò bá ti when there is no record and where there is no process things will not run normally. Then also every entrepreneur or company they are not just existing in isolation they have a duty to play to regulators. If you have a company you are not preparing your payee that your staff are not paying tax and all that this will be an obligation to the company itself for failure and there are fines and sanctions on this. So kéèyàn má ní bí ìgbà téèyàn fi ọwọ́ ara rẹ̀ ṣe because kò ní mọ ibi tó yẹ kó ti yọ bóyá owó ìjọba because ilé-iṣẹ́ dàbí nígbà mi ó dàbí agency for tax collection for government. Many of the government cannot be going from one individual and be asking but kéèyàn ṣe contract nísìn tó yẹ kán yọ withholding tax iléeṣẹ́ ti gbà pé ẹni tó ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn ìjọba ti fọkàn sí pé wọ́n máa yọ so tó bá yọ iléeṣẹ́ yẹn ni ó san táwọn èèyàn bá ń ṣiṣẹ́ lọ́ndà tí wọ́n san tax tó dẹ̀ jẹ́ pé wọ́n wọ tax bracket téèyàn bá yọ iléeṣẹ́ yẹn ló máa san àti gbogbo nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ so láti má ní irú àwọn akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ irú àwọn èèyàn báyìí gbígbà téèyàn kan ṣera rẹ̀ lófò ni kò lè iléeṣẹ́ yìí ò lè tẹ̀síwájú gbogbo iléeṣẹ́ tó bá ń tẹ̀síwájú ibi ọ̀dọ̀ accountant wọn nǹkan straight ń bẹ̀ ni.
Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome.
So in simpler terms, it means that any company that does not have a functioning chartered accounting department, or let me say a functioning accountant,
Department.
it means that what such a company can never make progress. All right, sir.
Ojobe.
I'll be going for question 2.
Okay.
And now, sir, we would like our audience, for those that wants to know that, okay, how can I become a chartered accountant, a certified personnel? How can I be a financial analyst or an auditor? So, sir, we would like you to give us a roadmap. Now, the parents that are listening now, that want their child to go in this path, they need to start knowing now, okay, come on, kó tó wọ secondary school, kí làwọn nǹkan tó yẹ kó bẹ̀rẹ̀, kó má jẹ́ pé a ti wá parí ní science class, òbí máa wá ní pé mo fẹ́ kó di chartered accountant. Ìgbà yẹn náà máa wá rí pé àti bẹ̀rẹ̀ wọ́n ti ṣe mistake. So we now want a clear roadmap for those that are listening to us, how parents can guide their child right from the beginning till they become a certified personnel, sir.
Let me start by saying that a parent that wants his wealth or children to become a chartered accountant, you have to guide them to start early. Even the institute I belong, which is ICANN, has a program called Catch Them Young in the secondary school, so that they will start from commercial class. They will do economics, commerce, government, mathematics, and English. You need those things to start with, and some school even do principle of accounting in secondary school. You start young, after which you go to either polytechnic or university to study accounting or accountancy, depending on the name that they give to it. The curriculum is the same. Then if you now want to, it's not enough after you have graduated as an accountant in the as accounting graduate in the school. You now either go to ICANN, register as an ICANN student, you do all the relevant exam, after which you now qualified as a chartered accountant. So these are the parts. And after the qualification, there's also continuous learning by the institute. They don't leave you, because standards and principles changes as we merge. For instance, in the past, we don't have something like a cryptocurrency, right? Now we now have it. There should be a principle that guide how it is recorded in our book for those that deal with it. So institute, whether ICCA, whether ICMA or FCA or whatever, they evolve as the business space evolve, and they come with standard that guide how and the manner that we treat most of these items. So when you graduate from from university or polytechnic, you are just starting the journey. You have to get qualified in whether you go to ANAN or via ICANN. So once you do that, and you also need to be updating yourself. It's just like a lawyer. After you are out of law school, it's not enough. You still have to be reading, going for seminars and all that to improve yourself and to be abreast of what is happening. So the same way with an accountant, that it's not just I'm qualified and then you abandon development. You have to keep developing, because things are changing. Then there's another thing that is also very relevant now, which everybody is talking about, which is artificial intelligence. So all these things are already incorporated in accounts, so that whatever that you are doing, so some things that even take you 30-40 days to do, with an AI and its application, you can do it faster, and you become a better accountant in every where you find yourself. So it's a continuous learning kind of course, and you keep developing as.
Thank you so much, sir. So in short, in summary, for a parent that wants to ensure that, okay, you will like your child to be a chartered accountant, financial analyst, auditor, all of these things we mentioned, it simply means that in short term, it simply means that you have to ensure that in secondary school, your child starts from the commercial class. So it is not time for you to send your child to art class or science class, and that is why this program is here
Then
to
also,
guide you. Okay, sir.
Olochu, I need to add,
Okay, sir.
in case you now read science.
That's our question 3, sir.
Okay. Sorry.
That's our question 3, sir. Because I know that definitely there are some people, they've already gone to, let's say, art class or let's say science class. Now, the next question that we are now going is that, is it now possible for such a person who did not go through the line of the commercial, so they found themselves in the non-commercial field, is there a way for them to still come into this career, or as a financial analyst, auditor? Is there a way to go about it, sir?
Yes, and that is why we said getting chartered normalize everything you must have done where you don't know. Because after you have graduated in any of these courses, you can come back to ICANN and register. Though somebody who has BSc accounting and somebody who has BSc in another course, you are not going to start at the same level in ICANN. You will be trained on the. You'll be doing more courses than somebody who. Because somebody who study accounting will get some exceptions while writing the professional exams. But the other one that start with other courses not related to accounting and still want to become an accountant have to start like starting from scratch. But if you have the determination and you are ready to go for it fully, we've seen so many successful accountants that never start in commercial class, and they later become chartered and they are doing well. So it's very, very possible.
So that means I study Agric now.
Yes.
Let's say I'm not interested in becoming an accountant.
Yes.
So it means I can go through the route of, once I apply for ICANN, I will have to start from
the foundation, then you now run it through.
Okay,
like
sir.
that.
I'm just looking at it. What's like the time difference between someone that is already coming from the commercial field, I mean, I'm coming from non-commercial. Hope I won't spend like 6 or 7 years in the school.
The thing is this: everything in this life, it depends on determination. A non-commercial person that is so determined that he or she want to get qualified, and if you take his studies very serious, can even qualify before a graduate of accounting qualify. A graduate of accounting that is not serious, right? So that's let me put a clause. The fact that you go for the exam, you pass, you move to the next stage. If the other person did not pass, you still have to repeat it. You have met it on the, before you know it, you can qualify maybe at the same time or even faster than an unserious person. So the question is that when you are doing, especially when you are going for a professional exam, is a very serious job again, apart from the school thing. So you need to put in everything. Once you are able to do it and you are qualified, then the gap is closed.
Because I know of a man that he told us that he saw an opportunity in the banking industry, and from his university as a graduate, he didn't study anything relating to accounting. So after graduating, when he saw the opportunity, it was that time he now diverted into accounting field, and now he was, at some point, he became the branch manager of a particular bank. So this one is now leading me to ask that, are there some opportunities someone can see and you can be like, with what you are saying, you want to go into this particular field?
Let me say this from my experience. banking opened the space for people to explore. Many of us, when we started banking, though I study accounting, but there are so many of my colleagues that did not study accounting, because the bank creates equal opportunity. Just come, you'll be given a role to play. It's within that space you now begin to say, okay, me, I want to be an accountant. Fine, you've gotten a job, maybe you are doing marketing and all that. You have time to write your ICANN, and you now begin to structure your lifestyle around what you want to become. Because one thing for me personally, what I discovered is that when we were in banking, we are doing so many things, marketing and all that. But many of us have this impression that, okay, what after banking, what will I be doing? I may not have the money to establish a bank. Let me go professional. Let me learn a lot of things. I've seen many bankers that, apart from ICANN, some go into project management professionals and they got certificate for it, and that's what led them abroad with that certification. So it's just a leverage. And even after ICANN or whatever, there's still other things you can also do that will also lift you up in terms of career development. But the point is that once the background is right and you are ready to burn the night candle, the sky is your limit. So gẹ́gẹ́ bí mo ṣe ń sọ, gẹ́gẹ́ bí yàkà sọ ní Yorùbá díẹ̀, ni pé nǹkan tó bá fẹ́ ṣe ó wà lọ́wọ́ ẹni tó fẹ́ ṣe gangan. Kó má, tí ò bá ti limit ààrẹ, tí ò fi gbèdéke sí ọ̀rọ̀ ààrẹ, kò sí nǹkan tí wọ́n lè ṣe. Bá ṣe ń sọ ẹ́ nísìn, o lè tún ṣe, o lè ṣe ICANN tán nísìn. Bóyá o fẹ́ travel abroad, you now feel pé okay, the ICANN is also, but you want to do ACCA or you want to do CPA. Àwọn institute yẹn wà tó jẹ́ pé tó bá dé anywhere all over the world, you are not limited by your certification. So but gbogbo eléyìí ó depend lórí individual tó bá fẹ́ ṣe. Gbogbo kíní ló ti wà lórí àwọn ẹ̀rọ ayélujára tẹ́ pé tí wọ́n máa ń come across tí wọ́n dẹ̀ lè take into it, tó yẹ pé nínú Nàìjíríà gan irú bẹ́ẹ̀ lè wọ́n máa ti ṣe irú nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ tó yẹ pé ó lè ti bí gan rí iṣẹ́ mi gan labroad because ó wà certified. So those are the things téèyàn lè ní gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹni tó bá ní èrò dáradára nípa ara ẹ̀. So iṣẹ́ yìí ó open ojú èèyàn sí nǹkan kan, àti pé bí a ṣe ń dé àgbà sí ni pé accounting tún ti wá ní professionals, I mean tó ní specialists within the main thing. Ẹlòmíì wà tó jẹ́ pé tó ti ṣe, tó ti qualify sí, ó lè fẹ́ jẹ́ tax practitioner. Okay, owó wà nínú tax ju audit lọ. Let me adé lọ develop around that. Adé máa ṣe tax practitioner, because almost every gbogbo èèyàn ló ń pariwo ẹ̀ ń gbà tán ṣe new tax law, everybody ń pariwo nísìn. Iṣẹ́ àwọn tó ṣe tán mọ̀ nípa tax nísìn, iṣẹ́ wọn ti pọ̀ sí. Because everybody need a professional tó máa advise wọn lórí tax obligation wọn tí wọ́n ṣe ní mason fine àti gbogbo nǹkan tó bá yẹ. So iṣẹ́ yìí ó jẹ́ iṣẹ́ tó broad tí wọ́n lè ṣe. Kò dẹ̀ sí ibi tí wọ́n ti ń gba owó láyé tí ò need accountant. Thank you.
So ó túmọ̀ sí wípé kì í ṣe wípé iṣẹ́ tí owó bá ti wà involve wọ́n need the accountant.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
So far tí owó ń wọlé tí owó dẹ̀ ń jáde, ẹ nídìí ẹni tí ó bá yín jókòó wo owó yìí wípé ṣé bí a ṣe ń ná owó yìí tá bá wò lẹ́yìn ọdún kan ọdún méjì ṣáàṣì máa ní owó nílé iṣẹ́ yìí. So iṣẹ́ tí àwọn accountant wọ́n ń ṣe nìyẹn. For our listeners, fún àwọn tó bá fẹ́ pè wá, tẹ́ bá ní ìbéèrè, for those that have question, ẹ pè sórí nọ́mbà yìí 07047003969 07047003969. Sir, you mentioned something at the beginning when you were talking about how to become a chartered accountant and all of this, and you made mention of something that they are certified personnel. And from the word certified means that it has to do with some certifications. I know you've made mention of some of them, but I would like you to still let the listener know how important this certification is and what are the common certification that at least you have to pursue in order for you to be a chartered accountant or an auditor, or is the certification only for an aspect of this particular job, or maybe an auditor does not need certification, maybe it's only for chartered accountant. So can you just give us an overview of this certification, and is it needed for everything that has to do with accounting and finance?
Yes, certification is to bring out the best in their members. So it means that you have to go through some series of examination, and you have to pass those examinations before you can be considered as chartered and now certified. For instance, if you are an auditor, there is a Chartered Institute of Auditor, there is a Institute for Forensic Auditor. As a chartered accountant, you can choose ICAN, you can go the route of ANAN. There is ACCA, there is the one from America, which is CPA. A lot of institutes like that, and you can even, you want to be a cost and management accountant, which is also a subset of the main thing. You can do ICMA and all that like that. So the certification is to distinguish you, is to train you to be better, and after you have passed the exam, you now be certified as chartered, and from there new ways will be open. Then there are some job position that you cannot even get if you are not certified. As you grow in the career, it become a necessary thing that you must have to attain certain career path. So it is a very important thing that, okay, if you are choosing to be a career person, certification is very key. For instance, now, if a lawyer will always aspire to be a SAN, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, that's the peak in their own profession. In accounting, it is fellow chartered accountant, and then under accounting, you can also go through the route of Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria. You are also certified as a tax professional. These are some of the things that you can do by the time you finish your university and now divert. They are so numerous that you can pick the one that you want to. You can be a forensic auditor after maybe you have practiced auditing for some time, and you now say, okay, let me go forensic. When they want to do something maybe that require a deep investigation, they call forensic people to do it. So you need to be certified to get it done, and the institute keep training their people on the new way to do things right. So those are the certifications.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. You made an analogy, and I picked interest in it. When we talk about lawyers, their peak is like becoming a SAN. Some of them want to become, I think, chief judge or something. So for those that want to go in this line, what are those achievements that can say that, okay, this person is at the peak of their career? What does the peak looks like for someone who is either a chartered accountant, someone that wants to go in the direction of an auditor, so that people can know that, oh, it's not just maybe you can only become an accountant in a particular firm. There should be something called aspiration, things they are aspiring to really want to become. So how does it look in this field, sir?
Since this program is to inspire ourselves to get the best out of life.
Yes, sir.
If you're an accountant and you are working with government, and you are certified, the chances of you becoming accountant general of the state is there. An accountant general of the state is the chief accountant of the entire state.
Wow.
Also, you can also graduate to become accountant general of the federation.
Wow.
If you choose the path of audit, there is a auditor general of the state.
Wow.
That is under government, and also auditor general at the federal level.
Wow.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
So the same thing if an accountant in an organization, you can become chief finance officer. Yes, you can be chief accountant
like
of
you,
your
sir.
organization. so these are some of the things that young people can aspire to. So, okay, if I join, I can become chief finance officer. I can be this, and you can also be MD of a company because of your knowledge, and because at that level you are not only you are not talking about your field alone, but you are learning leadership.
Yes, sir.
And by the time you are very good at it, leadership can be thrown at you. We've seen somebody moving from chief accountant to become MD of a company because of, in the course of that, he's familiar with what the company do and all that. So the sky is the limit, but you need to, the higher you go, the hotter it becomes. You need to be abreast of development, learn new things, and get yourself prepared for the future ahead.
Sir, when you are speaking now, I discovered that as an accountant or a financial analyst, it's not compulsory that you're actually working in a particular company. I'm trying to see that does that, because some lawyers now, they have their own firm. So it means that as an accountant, does it mean that you can also have, let's say, maybe your own firm in your own name, something in your own name?
Yes, you know I mentioned that that some people will call external
auditors.
Yes,
sir.
Most of them have their own firm.
Oh.
Lagbaja and Co, Moruf and Co, and all that. So because they are the one that we now invite to come and audit us, they will now issue, they certify our financials, issue their opinion, and they are being paid for it.
Oh.
So, and even all these government establishment that we have, whether hospital, whether they are the law mandate them to audit their accounts every year, so there will always be job for an accountant or tax practitioner. So you can also establish the way a lawyer can establish their own firm. After you have acquired certification and you have gone through training under seniors to ensure that, okay, you have what it takes to have your own practice. You can also get a practice license from your institute and become a consultant. And you can also be invited to become a consultant on financial issues based on what you can do.
All right, sir. The last question I would like to ask is that one thing I know is that accountant deals with money, at least most of them. Because, for instance, now when we go to bank, we see these people with counting money. So it means that I'm sure this job, because as CFO of a company, or you are the one in charge of money in a particular company, you are going to be seeing money. Doing all of these that have to relate to money, does it come with pressure? And what are now the major risks in this particular, because I'm sure anything that has to do with money, we have risk. And how do we overcome, or how do accountants or people in this field, how do they overcome the pressure and also ensure that this risk does not really affect them, sir?
Anything that has to do with money come with risk. But when you talk of risk, there are mitigants. For instance, let's say I take a credit stuff like this. Let me talk from bank perspective. When bank wants to give you a loan,
yes,
sometimes they, depending on the quantum of the loan, they take insurance against the fact that what if the borrower cannot pay? So in case it happens, they can always, those are mitigants against that. And if it's an organization like this, you are also the very first point of contact when there is a questioning around that company. So that means you need to have some set of standard and codes and ethics for you to function, so that you will not just be doing things anyhow, because you will be questioned when there are, and when anything that has to do with money comes, there is no way they will not call the accountant who is in charge there. So it's not just about you seeing the money, it's about you ensuring that you do the right thing, and there are others. Because if you don't prepare your book well, and an external auditor or tax auditor comes, what you fail to do, you pay it in multiples.
All right,
because
sir.
the government will see it as, okay, it's either you are understating your profit so that they will not take more money from you, or you are preparing frivolous expenses, so they will question your integrity, and then you can be fined for not doing the right thing.
Thank you, sir. And so I know that most careers have their own downsides. And for instance, now if you want to be a surgeon now, someone that does not like seeing blood now, you know that would be something that you know that you cannot go into. Now, are there any downsides toward this particular field? And if there are downsides, what are the complementary benefits and perks that make people completely overlook these downsides, sir?
Every business has a downside.
Yes.
And it's just, one, you have to be passionate about what you are doing. And when you are passionate, most accountants, even in a normal setting, they see you as a stingy person because you don't want to spend money and all that. But the perks are enormous. So to overcome that thing, but it's a very good profession for young people, because as long as there is life, there will always be need for accountant. Even in heaven, we have to account for what we did.
Yes.
So thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. As we are rounding up, because we are now at the end of the compass. I hope our listeners enjoyed today's program. Thank you so much, sir. This is the first edition, and I'm happy that you are our guest speaker. Thank you so much, sir. Do you have any parting words for our listeners?
My parting word is that we should, as we are doing in my institute, we are catching them young, that people should come on board and join us. As long as there is life, as long as the people are doing business, there will always be need for us. Come to our profession. It's a profession of life. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Abdul Aziz is saying they enjoyed the section. You have Akinlose Esther Bolanle. She's saying this is really amazing. Adekunle Ojo is saying you are doing so well. They are following and they are enjoying. And a lot of people really enjoyed today's section, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. I really appreciate your time, sir. Our guest once again is Mr. Yusuf Moruf Adeshina, the CFO at Accessible Publisher Limited. Once again, my name is Royal Prince and I will be your host, and you are currently listening to Oxygen FM 96.9, broadcasting live from Okeado, Ibadan. Fáwọn Yorùbá ẹ ṣé púpọ̀ tẹ́ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. A wà ní Oxygen FM 96.9 láti Òkè-Àdó ní ìlú Ìbàdàn, ibẹ̀ la létè ń bọ̀ sí. Ẹ ṣé gan tí ẹ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. Thank you very much.
Your station, your heartbeat. Oxygen FM 96.9 Ibadan.
Can you handle this? 1, 2, 3.
Turn it up, cause it's getting heavy.